Every night.
There you go.
He's excellent.
In-house
Every
chef.
night,
Nothing
yeah.
wrong with that.
Yeah, like a retired husband. And a working wife.
Good evening and welcome to the December 7th meeting of the Economic Development Council. Before we go around the room and introduce ourselves, we'll just rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll start off over here to my left. Introduce yourself.
I'm Jonathan Rourke, the Planning and Zoning Administrator.
Derek Horn, Economic Development Coordinator.
Joanne Duffy, member.
Charlie Tentis, Chairman.
Kathy Hooton, member.
Chad Bowen, alternate.
Planning board rep.
Planning Board alternate.
Planning Board
Planning
Rep.
Board
Board rep.
Planning Board
Thank
Rep.
you.
Here we go.
Thank you.
All set. Derek?
Okay, just for clarification for anyone at home, at this point, we have 4 voting members, and this is a board of 9, so we do not have a quorum, so we're kind of operating as a workshop right now. Normally, we would do the acceptance and correction of minutes, but we can skip over that. Old and new business, I want to provide you an update on the website, and I want to take things in opposite order as they're shown on the agenda. The migration update, and this is for benefit for anyone watching at home, and John and Chet as well. The IT department is currently migrating our website, which was done in 2010, 2011, to a new content management system, one that will be compatible with all devices and mobile devices, tablets, and organized a little bit differently. They have migrated the first step was to migrate the old website to new servers. They have completed that project or that portion of the project, and now we have a part-time IT. I'm not sure what his real title is, but he's Matt's IT. I think he's called a help desk assistant, but he's a part-time employee for the town, and he has been working on starting to build the folder structure, and that's kind of where that is right now. So right now they're continuing the work that we had done earlier this spring, that I had worked with them on developing the folder structure and the file structure and basically the framework for the website. So they are moving forward with that. They had some more pressing issues with an update to our finance software that we just did last week, and then also working with the fire department on the new fire station and getting that completely wired. So they're shifting the focus back to the website right now. So that is moving forward. I have let them know that the EDC would be interested in any beta testing as they move forward with that. So they are aware of that. Good. One of the things that we talked about at the last meeting was the available property listings. And if you look behind your minutes, I've kind of given you 2 options. And what I'd like to do and what I'm proposing tonight is you've got 2 options. Option 1, which is just a form email, and then we can follow up with letters or telephone calls. 2, properties that are currently listed on the New England Commercial Property Exchange, to see if they would be interested in being listed on that available properties. To be quite honest with you, with the new site migrating or the site migrating over to a new site, I don't think it's necessarily appropriate to put a lot of resources into that right now. So this would be to get information about sale or lease, price, and then a listing to an online listing that they currently have. And then we'd also put a form on the website in case anyone who is interested in having something added. And then we can just update that on every other week basis until we get to the new website. So that's what I was thinking. We've got a list of the properties currently being marketed in town, and would send these out, and start putting those up. But again, it would be very basic, list the property location, map and lot, the applicable zoning, and then provide a link to the current listing.
That they have already set
That
up.
they've provided, that they set up, that they maintain, and then you just do a weekly spot, or every other week spot check to make sure the links are still working, still linking. But that would be what I'm proposing for the current website. Option 2, and this is what some other communities have had luck with, and here's an example of Dover, New Hampshire. They actually embed a listing for, in this case, New England Commercial Property Exchange. And they embed that website, and they preload it for searches for Dover. So when somebody clicks on available properties, they're seeing almost a window into another website that's maintained by somebody else with a search for Dover. And we could do it either through the New England Commercial Property Exchange or the new website that is being hosted by the state of New Hampshire, which is called Choose NH, where they have listings available on there.
Pretty good, too.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
What is the cost?
When I spoke with them 2 years ago, the way Dover has it, where you're simply embedding their site and it's preloaded to look for a certain town, there was no cost. They did have, because they did have some options where you could spruce it up a little bit and get some custom reports and stuff like that for that. But if you'd like, I could pursue more information for you to see what the actual cost was. But the way Dover had it, where it was simply a window inside to their site, there was no cost at that time.
So this one here is like the basic program.
This is very basic. It's basically, if you go on their website and typed in Dover, you would get these same results. But it just makes it a lot.
So you would go on any CPE website, type in Dover, and it comes up?
Yep. Yeah, whereas this, what you have in front of you is basically, it's that same thing, but it's just a window. So when you open up available sites on the, I think they call it Choose Dover, or locate in DoverNH.com. They basically have that embedded in there.
Right here.
Yep.
And this one over here is,
This is just to solicit information from, because again, to work with, there are a few bugs working with IT to embed another website in, and if it's just going to be up for 3 months or 6 months, I don't think it's necessarily worth pursuing it, whereas we can send out an email to the current realtors that are listed and just solicit and just say, and that is something that I could update or John could update and just kind of keep tabs on it until we do the switch over.
2 questions. Option 1 is like a bridge
Yeah.
until the new website's done.
And then yes, and then we could still do it that way under the new website. I just think it makes more sense to link to data that somebody else is maintaining.
So we could either do this one, this New England
Yep.
Commercial Property Exchange. Where are they out of? Do you know?
Where are they out of? I don't know. It's basically all the commercial realtors for the state of New Hampshire will list on there. I think they are,
So they could literally do one like for Goffstown?
yeah. And it's not them creating a page, it's just you're embedding their site, and part of the coding that goes in behind the scenes automatically searches for Goffstown.
Goffstown.
why couldn't you do both?
We could. It's just,
A little redundant.
I know, but I mean, if this exposure doesn't cost you any money, and
I think the only information, what do you mean by do both?
well, when they go online to NECPE,
Yep.
is that embedded in the Goffstown website?
Yeah, that's what I'm proposing, that you would actually, when you're on Goffstown and you sit available properties, you're still on the Goffstown website, but then there's a embedded window. Kind of, a lot of times you'll see like a Google map.
Like an icon or something?
Yeah, not even an icon. It's right there. You can go in, you can manipulate, like play with that data. You can do searches, but you're still on the Goffstown website.
They didn't take you totally out of our website.
Exactly. It's not a link to theirs. It's embedded, so you can actually.
And when is the projection on getting the new IT, you know,
The new website.
the new website?
They didn't have a date. I couldn't nail them down for a date, but I can keep pushing that and see what their projected date is. We have a new ambulance coming in that has to be outfitted with laptop and everything. We've got the fire station project. They've done a lot of the wiring in the existing facility, but they've just started with the steel construction this week. So IT's going to be very busy doing that. And they're working on a fiber-wide network for the town right now. So they're stretched pretty thin.
Ballpark, year?
I would say, I would hope it'd be done within a year, yeah.
Could we do something like this, any CPE as a bridge to when the official website goes on, or?
We could. I don't know how soon I could get this up and running. I know the other option.
Yeah.
I can send out those emails. I've got the list of all the realtors that are currently listing. I can send those out tomorrow morning.
Option one.
And as soon as I start getting them back, if I go to IT and say, can we embed this in our existing, they're gonna put it on. This, option one I can do by myself. I've got the permissions. It doesn't take coding. So,
What I'm missing out of it is how is it going to look on our website? I guess.
it would basically be text. It would be almost like a little spreadsheet that just has location, map and lot, what is the current zoning.
No photo.
I could, if they provide a photo, I could do that. Yes, I could put in photos, that kind
We
of
could
thing.
take it too, couldn't we?
Yep,
With an iPhone? I mean,
Yeah.
it works.
yeah.
I understand where you're coming from. I like this one, or that state economic development one I like even better.
Yep.
But it sounds like until this new website is up and the IT guys have the time to do it right, it may not work right.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah, there might be some difficulty with it, and it's something that I can't troubleshoot.
And I think the last thing is, we don't need people going in there, getting frustrated, click, 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 it doesn't work, and then they're like, the heck with you people,
Yeah.
and they're gone.
Does
You'd
it-
almost wonder if it's this, and we try to customize it, and if, I think, a photo is worth 1,000 words.
Yep.
Even if it's like, okay, we need this place, I'll be happy to go, I'll take a picture with a phone and let's put it in there, if they're willing, or they provide a photo.
Or I can ask them to provide a photo,
Yeah.
because a lot of the listings
If-
online.
Part of me is, if it's something that can be a temporary patch that you can control and update and do things we have to do until the new website is up and running, then I think option one then goes away, and then option two then comes to the horizon. Am I right?
I'm really thinking that it'd be the best way is when the new website's up, is you are embedding information that is really maintained by somebody else, whether it's the commercial realtors that are listing it, whether it's the state of New Hampshire with their available sites. It's something that somebody is already has that information out there, and that's the most efficient way to do it.
It's efficient, it's streamlined, they know how to write it up, they know how to present it.
It's up to
You
date.
just, it's up to date, you just have to have it there, so that, I mean, that makes sense. The only thing we'd have to decide is it NECPE, or is it the State Economic Development one?
Exactly.
I want to look at this one. The state one's
How
pretty cool.
much does the state one cost?
I would hope nothing.
It's nothing.
Okay.
But I would.
That's fine, all right,
I've
gotta
been
ask
on-
the question.
I've been on it,
Yeah,
and
okay.
there's that brick building over near, is it Timberwood?
Yeah, Northern Acres.
Yeah, that's it, but it's listed under Bedford for some reason. I don't know why, but you can look at a 360 photo, it's pretty cool, the state one. I was looking at some other city properties in there, it's a pretty cool website to play around in, there's a lot of data in there that you can even customize on demographic information.
Yeah, there's a lot
It's
of,
I think I copied some of it, but it's very fascinating, and I think it's only how long has it been around?
they started doing seminars for the commercial realtors to inform them about how to add their properties to it in September. So it's only been up and running for 3
I
months.
thought it was new.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a company, individual in relocation departments for companies, I think that's a pretty cool tool to be looking at. So maybe then we just need to decide which one we want to do in the future when
Yeah, so,
hopefully IT gets their projects done and
yep.
they can get that, but
And they are working on the website, but again, it's somebody who is a part-time that is also tasked out to do trouble tickets through that come up every day, so.
And as a taxpayer, I definitely want the firehouse done first, so I agree with that.
Thank you, Charlie.
At least this option one, though, it makes sense, we can do something now
Yep.
and get it started.
Yep.
I mean, that makes sense. Any other comments?
So are you going to come back with more info on this for?
I can come back with some more info on whether there's different pricing options and what you get for options. It would be great if you could go in and find, 5 minutes to, the property or the address that I gave you is the one located in dovernh.com. That shows you what it would look like potentially if we embedded it. If you just Google New England Commercial Property Exchange, you go right in there. You can search Goffstown. You can see what's currently listed. You can search a couple different things and see what they have for options.
Because if you do Goffstown, then we'd see exactly what would be embedded.
Yep. So you can kind of see those two things. But yeah, I can get more information about
Yeah, menu of
costs.
pricing would be
Yep.
nice, what other options might be there that might be inexpensive, that might be good to have.
Yep.
Or not good to have, and just go with the freebie.
Yep.
So the consensus sounds like we can start looking at option one.
Yeah, I'll send these out and we'll start getting them put up there, and I'll ask them to provide a photo. And
And if we can, well, we'll roll around and get one with an iPhone.
Yep.
I'll be happy to do that.
Okay.
Good, that's a good start.
So that's pretty much all.
Excellent,
That's all I have on that.
yeah.
And then the next item I had was, at the last meeting, there was a question about the Goffstown sewer capacity. So I just did up a little memo. I emailed that out to members today. You have a printed copy in there. But basically, we have a intermunicipal wastewater agreement with the city of Manchester. It's a 20-year agreement that was signed 3 years ago, well, almost 4 years ago now. And we have a reserve capacity of wastewater flow of 2.13 million gallons per day. I didn't get into any of the other solids or any of those, but if you look at their facility plan update, they looked at flows in 2002 through 2006, and their average was less than half of that. The one issue that, and Kathy could maybe expand on this a little bit with your experience on the sewer commission, Goffstown has an issue in the spring when what they call the wet season with inflow, whether it's people, sump pumps, those kind of things draining into, and those increase your flow to the city of Manchester. So they affect your averages and what's going over there. And then I talked with the sewer office, and they provided me the last quarter on what the average daily flow was, and that was, that's about a third of what flow we have reserve capacity for. So,
And it is reflective of the drought too. And that is,
Yep.
it's reflective of, and, there are some issues with the pipes having some issues.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
it's all there, but.
But bottom line, there's plenty of,
There's plenty.
Oh, we have,
We have plenty of,
Plenty of space.
and it's reserved capacity. It's not capacity that would go to the other towns.
right. We pay for that reserve.
We pay for that reserved capacity.
We've used about 50% of the capacity that we've purchased. And we actually, a few years ago, were considering selling some of our capacity to a town that was interested in coming on board to the wastewater treatment plant facility. The town voted not to go forward with that. But we are, when you look at the dynamics of Goffstown and how much we have built and how much we have left of buildable area in comparison to the amount of capacity that we have purchased, we have plenty of capacity to encourage additional building and additional growth in this town, especially in the commercial industry. So with that, we're very comfortable. We did some changing in cost structure, which afforded us some savings, and the sewer people, the savings for them and for the town, but, and we were able to hold the cost of our, what we would charge them on a quarterly basis, but we have plenty of capacity in this town for, and I think if anybody goes, if you do go to the meeting, you know, next week which is going to focus on infrastructure, and I'm sure that incorporates trains and buses and other things other than sewer infrastructure, but we're in a very good position, this town, as far as our sewer is concerned.
Keep that reserve in the bank, that's for sure.
This was the first wastewater treatment facility in the country that was ever set up in this way, being like a condominiumizing of the towns being part of it. And I learned that when I went to a meeting in Bedford. And this type of wastewater treatment facility now has been sent throughout the country for different facilities to be set up, but we were the first ones to incorporate towns in this capacity, in this fashion. Yeah, so it's nice to say.
With that said, is there any other new news going on with, I mean, St. A's Drive? I know it's been patched. What are they doing with that next year?
Right now, in the operating budget, the Sewer Commission has a considerable CIP line for repair and maintenance of lines that will be, go along with the town's work in the right-of-ways. And they've got that, if you look at the CIP matrix, the next few years going forward, as well as repairs to their pump stations. I would have to consult directly with the commissioners to see what their plans are in 2018, where the road plan talks about going out to St. Anselm.
Possible expansion.
Yeah, of a possible expansion. So I haven't communicated with them on that yet, but I think we could do that just to see if they have plans.
And
And
that doesn't go up Daniel Plummer, no.
No,
it's right there.
It stays right at the corner.
at the
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah.
So
That's what the,
St. Anselm's has sewer.
St. Anselm College does.
From Rockland Ave.
From Rockland.
Oh, from
Yeah.
Rockland.
Yeah, they don't go up. And they actually, they just they repaired,
What
we
was
did
there?
that, they did some work down there already.
Are any of those homes along St. A's Drive near the college on that? They must be.
Some are on that, yes. Yes, some are that. And what, I'm trying to think, as you go up St. A's,
Rosemont?
is it Rosemont? There's one that kicks off to the right in there where,
They did some major work down there.
Glenridge.
That's
Was it
it,
last
Glenridge.
summer?
Glenridge.
Yeah.
They ripped that all up.
Yep.
Yeah, well, they had to, the dorms that they put in, they decided to take that route instead of, there's another route that goes down, I think, through the Bedford Way.
Yeah.
And they decided to go down that route because we needed to do it anyway. It was, the lines had roots going through them. I mean, we did TV work then, and it wasn't pretty.
How far does the line go past St. A's on St. A's Drive? You know how far out it goes? Some of those other homes, like just beyond St. A's, as you're heading west?
There's another road that kicks off to the right, not to the apartments. It doesn't go as far as the apartments. The apartments are serviced by it, but they're not serviced
Probably, I
off
think it
of
stops
St.
at- It
Anselm.
stops at Heald Street.
Heald, is that, okay.
Is that where it is?
Heald, yeah.
And who mentioned someone that there's a sleeve down on 114?
Yes.
Yeah, there is.
The sleeve that goes from the 114A intersection to St. A's Drive already.
When they built that, they sleeved it, put a sleeve underneath it.
Good move.
Governor King made them do that.
Yep.
Did he really? I've never heard that one
He owned land right there.
Yeah, Governor King had a significant amount of land in that area, and when he retired and he lived his last of his days, he was on Kennedy Hill Road. He had a very nice house up there and all that stuff.
He owned land right there on 114. My neighbor bought it.
But I've always found,
Glad he
what
did
I
it.
found over the past year was that on our master plan, a lot of that land, which goes down 114 towards Bedford, has always been like a number one area to have commercial development. And then, I think it was during the past few months that I realized that that the county owns most of that land that goes down on that to.
They own when you're at the intersection of 114 and 114A.
Right.
coming south, they own the property on the west side, so the Kennedy Hill side.
Right,
Oh, yeah, yep.
right, that goes down there, so, but we have the sewer, and I thought the issue with the sewer is to attract commercial business. But then we run into the stumbling block that that's not our land.
It's also a limited access road, so that's another issue.
I'm talking about 114.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
limited access road,
Oh,
Even in front of Hebert's, right?
yeah.
Yep, all the way.
Because of number of curb cuts, because it wasn't a federal highway. Federal funding was used for that.
Yeah.
The was it John Stark Highway?
Yep.
General John Stark Highway.
is that
See.
still a priority on our master plan, that road? As far as commercial development?
It's still zoned that way.
Yeah.
I mean, the planning board is just starting now on their master plan update, and they have money in next year's budget for a little bit of consulting to continue on in that process. But right now, it is zoned commercial, industrial, and commercial industrial flex. So it's, the zoning follows that that's where it would go,
Yeah.
so.
So for sewer, it's pretty much.
Capacity is not an
construction and Things
issue.
going on for
Yep.
this year, and then we can always check to see what their
We
idea
can
is
start-
for 2018 for
Yeah, we can
expansion.
start talking about 2018. I mean, next year is gonna be Main Street.
Yes.
Main Street
Yeah, and
is,
they've been.
Out here.
They've been given the orders, Main Street is the only project for next year.
Yeah, I heard that.
Which goes from where to where? I know up
Sully's.
near Cumberland's near me,
Sully's to the bridge.
to the bridge.
Are they gonna do, have you talked to them, what they're gonna do off to the neighborhoods off the sides?
Not sure yet.
Okay, because they're
Yeah.
spidered.
We're not sure. We're still,
I think DPW is still
Yeah,
firming up the
putting that plan
plans.
Now that who's on the fire department? Bill, what's his name?
Bill Connor.
Yeah, we've straightened out his neighborhood, so he's all set. We had an issue there.
But yeah, there's
That's their biggie for next year.
that's
Yeah.
DPW's biggie, and right now, the sewer commission, I think smartly, is they look at where DPW is gonna be in the right of ways, and
when they're there.
when they're there,
sewer will
do
be
sewer
there
at the
as
same
well.
time, and put that investment in at that time, rather than working in two different
I think
areas.
you had mentioned at another meeting, once it's paved, 5-year moratorium, you can't dig it up.
Right.
Yeah, if you dig it up, you've gotta pave, I think, about 100 feet in
Yeah,
both
it's 100 feet
directions.
both directions.
Very expensive.
And the businesses on Main Street have issues too.
And I think their DPW is changing it to pavement condition index too as well, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
When's that supposed to start?
That'll be
And
next,
As soon as
Yeah,
spring,
yeah.
hits,
as soon as the
the decent weather
Yeah,
starts.
we haven't been given the official date yet, only we're trying to calibrate it with the weather, make sure if the weather's gonna be good, then we're gonna go.
I was gonna say, it's the weather and probably also the schools.
Yep.
And how about up near the Cumberland Farms and St. Lawrence Church? Anything changing up there? Is that part of the project too?
Not sure, Charlie.
It was my understanding it was gonna go from Mountain Road
Yeah, that's
I
what
was
I
gonna say,
thought.
Good.
to
Yeah.
the mobile station, that whole length. Now, to how much you're doing, but yeah, it was my understanding they're doing that whole stretch, so.
Because there's new sewer that goes up Mountain Road,
Yes.
because went to Knoll Crest.
I'm on Knollcrest and we finally got it, yes.
Yeah.
But
That's pretty new sewer.
DPW will be doing their portion of the work from Mountain Road to North Mast.
Big project.
Wow.
It is a very big
So-
project.
Wow. Detouring's an issue if you go to Mountain Road. You could detour 13 and cross over at Parker Station.
Detour anywhere in the village is gonna be tough. But it
Build a
needs to be
bridge.
done. You know,
Build a
it's
bridge.
part of
Yep.
infrastructure, you gotta do it, so.
And they're working with consultants as well that worked, if you're familiar with Concord and the Main Street.
Oh, yeah.
Oil
They're-
Tanner?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're working with a few, and they've interviewed a few as well for assistance, so hopefully that'll help. It's obviously still gonna be painful, but hopefully it'll smooth it out as much as possible.
I think one of our DPW people's at Oil Tanner, isn't he?
Yep,
Is he still there?
as
Yeah,
far as,
he is.
yep.
I saw him recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess on a side note, it'd be interesting to see if sewer, what their thoughts are for 2018.
Yeah.
Just so we kinda have an idea.
We could
anyways.
invite them to the meeting.
Could do that, too.
Has anyone talked to the owners of the Shaw's Plaza recently to find out what's going on. Because now another store just either is gone or is about to leave.
Closing,
It's closing.
Is it still there now?
still there. They're having their
They're
final.
closing in February when the lease is up.
Really bad.
It's in court, isn't it?
Tom Sousa's all done in Gotham. He's moving to Manchester.
He's moving his business?
Whole business is moving to Manchester, East Industrial Park Drive.
Wow. Because
That's when you think you're getting ahead.
Sousa Signs moving.
Start
is it
going.
because
He-
he needs more space?
He needs
He
more
needs more
space. He needs the space.
I mean, he's on the edge of a residential neighborhood too, so you can tell.
He needs
I mean, he's
space.
doing well and he needs the space.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. He needs the space
In Shaw's
for
Place.
vehicles. and-
Well, and if we had an East Industrial Drive, I'm sure he'd probably stay.
I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would.
I didn't know about that one.
But did you say something's in court? The plaza's in court?
Shaw's.
Oh, Shaw's. It just seems like whoever owns that plaza obviously doesn't care what's going on over there. Just, I don't know. To me, it just seems like somebody should talk to them.
We are. I'll just leave it at
Yeah,
that.
it sounds like things are taking place that
Okay.
need time to take place.
Okay.
That's what it
We just,
sounds
we
like.
just settled up with
Terrible.
Yeah,
back taxes.
That's what
and-
it sounds
Oh,
like.
did you?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, they owed taxes?
Like,
Yeah.
No, there was some other issues that I think are getting resolved.
Okay.
Hopefully, the light at the end of the tunnel will come and good will come from it. So,
Yep.
Hopefully.
And then it will free up some more real estate there.
it's an opportunity, so.
Yep.
We'll look forward to what transpires there down the road. Well, that's good. Thanks for getting the information on the sewer capacity too.
Yeah. Do you want to go back to acceptance and corrections of minutes?
Now that we got the fireman here.
Sorry, I was late.
That's all right. You were servicing the town, we
I
understand.
was. We had a drive-up special we had to take care of.
This is nice copy, Kate. Thick.
It's very heavy, yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward.
Yep. Again,
Someone make a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion, we accept the minutes of November 2nd, meeting 2016 as presented.
Someone second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstaining. I'm abstaining. I wasn't here.
Next.
The only other thing I had for upcoming meetings, I believe I forwarded everyone the Southern New Hampshire Planning Commission's events next Monday, talking about infrastructure and also a little bit about what I guess I can't remember exactly what it said. I think it talked about a little bit about job skills, those kind of things that businesses are looking for. I will send that out again tomorrow. If you are interested, there's no cost. They're just asking for an RSVP by Friday. Again, it's from 3 to 5 at the Institute of Politics. I'm going to see if I can attend. And,
I signed up for it.
did you?
Did you?
Great. And
I have to be at work, so.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
But thank you for going.
Yeah.
The only other thing is, John's here tonight. I've talked to Charlie about this, but effective January 1st, I'm going to be working as the finance director / assistant town administrator and taking off the economic development developing hat and giving that back to John. I'm not going to disappear because the town is currently seeking a zoning enforcement officer, and we have not hired that position yet. So John can't be the planner, economic development coordinator, zoning guy all at once. So
Six hats?
yeah.
Come
So
on, you've been doing so well already.
So until that takes place, you'll still be here?
I'll still be here. I think we'll talk with Sue. It may be more appropriate with him in that position to be the voting member on EDC.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be kind of transition where we're still, here, and John and I see each other every day, so.
For the minutes, what is is your title now?
Right now, I guess I'm just the observer.
He's a planning
Oh.
and zoning administrator, and then he'll be the,
Zoning, okay.
I think he,
Director of Planning and Economic Development.
yeah, I'm not sure what the
Whatever it ends up
exactly
being.
title is.
Guy with many hats.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
So is our finance director leaving?
Yes, our finance director is retiring, yep, so he's retiring at the end of the year, so, yeah, we're having a little bit of a shuffle here, kind of going back to the model that when Steve Griffin was still here, 6 years ago, which I think we found probably makes a little bit more sense. Most people that are coming in to do business with the town, the first person they seek out is the planner, so, John's gonna take that over, but.
Good, congratulations, good luck to you. We thank
Thanks.
you for all you've done.
And like I said, I'll still be involved, I'll still work with.
We know where you
John.
are. so we
Yep.
can find you.
Yeah.
And John, we look forward to working with you too, so.
Appreciate that.
It's gonna be good. The only other thing was an article you can take a look at. Derek was gracious enough to print it correctly for me. It was in the business section of the New Hampshire Sunday News this past week. Fierce battle for talent in New Hampshire. It's a battle for these companies to be looking for good people. And good people that want to live here and be here, and companies that want to relocate here. So just a good, interesting article. As it states in there, it's the digital age, and that's what millennials do. They're not, they handle as little paper as they can, and they go online for everything. And if they can't get an answer within 3 clicks, they move on. I've talked to our marketing director where I work at Tree Care Industry Association, and we deal with tree guys and arborists all over the United States and Canada. And I was talking to him last week, and he said, anything more than 3 clicks, you've lost them. People aren't going to hang around, and the younger ones even more so. Eventually, it's probably going to be 2 clicks. But that's the world we live in now. So it's a very interesting article, and I wish we could have gone to that meeting, but we couldn't. But I'm glad that the newspaper did follow up on it and gave us some good points about it. Talks a lot about companies and their websites and trying to attract people, and but I also view it as for our town website. That this individual was talking about it, and she said, we don't go out to dinner unless we look for something online before we go.
That's what I do.
There you go.
And I'm
It says right
60.
here.
How many clicks do
just
you
go.
give it?
It varies. But the quote was, we don't even choose a restaurant or hotel without going online. How are you going to pick a place to live if you don't do some online shopping first? And if you don't have a really good digital storefront, you're not going to be in the game. And when I read storefront, that's also our community. Because no matter what website you look at, it's a storefront.
Well, you had brought up a very good point a few months ago, which had to do with the fact that our schools are so well-rated. And that when you go on the website
Now they're
and,
number 4.
and now they're number 4, and there's
We've
nothing.
moved up.
And there's
you don't
nothing
see
on our
anything.
website that says that. So if people are looking to move to a residential area, 9 times out of 10, they're doing that because they have children or planning to have a family. I mean, when we work so hard to get up there to be number 4, and what do we do about it? We should, and I agree with Charlie, we ought to just put it on the website someplace, at least that we are number 4.
But someone, I mean, I don't know what's going on in the real estate market for residential in this town. Are they busy? Because
I know in the spring and the summer, things were on the market for, maybe a day or 2.
Oh, really?
They were very,
because the schools,
very quick.
It's a good sign.
Very quick.
superintendent gave his presentation recently to the budget committee that I had heard, and they were saying that a lot of the towns around, the population for school-age children is going down, but Goffstown's is steady and increasing. There's like 20 more kids at Bartlett this year. Mountain View has extra, so the schools are hopping. So people aren't moving here. That somehow they I agree with you, I think it should be on the website, but somehow people are hearing about it, I think.
Yeah.
And I think this town is known, you know, it's always been known as a bedroom community, and I think it's also known as a great place to raise a family.
And to add to that, and is it SAU 29? I don't even know our SAU.
19.
It's 19.
19.
I'm not sure on our website, on their website, that they may mention it, but being in sales my whole career, I would think it would be a billboard on the town website, on the homepage, and also on theirs, because that's where homeowners and these young millennials that are thinking of moving anywhere, that have children, their first thought is, what are the schools like for my children? That's the first thing they're gonna worry about. And if they don't up to snuff, click, I'm done. Yet if it's, wow, they rank that high, now they're gonna dig deeper, they're gonna ask more questions, they're gonna go and check it out. And then they're gonna start seeing, and it doesn't hurt us at all, and I congratulate all these young athletes at the high school level, of the state champions that we have, because that gives us more exposure. What was this year's? I think it was
Soccer.
Soccer, and it was the women's team?
The boys' team.
Boys' team.
Yep.
Again, without kids in high school now.
Yep.
But, and then the year before, it's football. We always have good baseball teams, and
Basketball.
I mean,
Yeah.
good athletics that, you know, for Division I are always in the mix for playoffs and championships. And all of these young parents look at their kids, and that's another part of the total mix besides academics is athletics,
There's a
as well as
sign.
music and art. My youngest daughter graduated here. She's a senior at Plymouth State in graphic arts now. She thrived in the art program at the high school. I can't say enough for Mr. McBride and the teachers that are over there.
It's on there.
That's great.
And there's a big sign
And that's from
on the
U.S. News and
side.
World Report.
There's a big sign on the side of the school.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I think if we could put it on the website, because some people may go to our town site first to get the flavor, and if they don't check that, ooh, maybe we missed something. Maybe we should have a banner like, and it may not be permanent, but it's almost like we'll see them mainly in Massachusetts, big billboards on the side of the highway. They're all electronic now, they're always changing.
Yep.
Maybe we could change that one. But, I mean, we came in fourth, what was Bedford, sixth?
Down, like, I think it was even less than that.
You know, for living here for 30 years, hooray for Goffstown. That's the way I look at it.
Would it change?
Yeah, and they have a great program in that next town. So, I mean,
And
that's a feather in our
Bow was a
cap.
lot lower than us, too.
So I don't know if that's another selling point
Okay.
that I think we can add, and especially as we work on that new site too. The more exposure we can give to people thinking of moving here or a business moving here, because if they're moving their employees here with kids, the foundations of a school are great. The academics and athletics are good. That's excellent too. Do we also do anything like with the new fire station? Do they ever have photos? I know it's just a foundation right now, when you look over there.
If you haven't been by, the steel is all up.
Is it going up?
It's all up.
I was over there Saturday and it hadn't been up yet.
The crane's been busy this
But
week.
is that something where we could even take a picture and periodically put it on the website?
I'm sure the police, or I'm sorry, the fire chief is probably very active on
They have a
whether it's
plan,
a
I know his
Facebook,
plan.
whether it's the fire
He gives-
department's
I know
Facebook.
he gives updates
Yep.
every week, and, you know, he's pretty up on it.
Can that be on the town website? Or is it a lot
It
of work
is.
to get a photo?
No, it is on the town website. It's just, is it on that front page? I think that's something with the new design. We are going to have a splash banner that would be congratulations, Goffstown Schools. It would be, here's the fire department update. It would be something that would be there for a week. And then you pull it down and you put up the next story.
So literally, it's the extra, read all about it.
Yeah, and that's what the new website's gonna be designed. Our one now, it's not really designed that way. It's kinda designed to have everything in the same place every
Can
time.
we rotate the stories?
Yeah, yep, the new one that we've been looking at has where it's like a splash banner right at the top and it'll scroll across. So if you're looking at it, it will slide across and you can select and go to so you can have as many as you want. I mean, when you go much more beyond 4 or 5, you lose a little bit of your effectiveness.
Yeah.
It's no different than the clicks.
Yep.
It's the same thing. Well, there's a lot of upside with the town website. I think that's great.
So, leaving tonight, my understanding is that we're gonna go with your typed
Option one.
option one.
Yep, I can,
And you're gonna contact the realtors?
yep, I'll solicit them and see.
Get pictures and listings and
Yep.
put it on our website?
Yes, absolutely. And then if you can check out the state's website, which you have a link there, I'll send out an email with those direct
The links.
links. That way you can just click on them. That'd be great.
Do you think by the next meeting will this one that you're projecting when you send the letters to the realtors and get the information back, you're planning on putting it into the system?
I can
yourself?
start putting them in as soon as I get them back. I think
Good.
with the holidays here, it may be a little bit difficult to get some responses.
Sure.
True.
To get it fully populated, but,
And then 60 and 90 days you're looking?
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's very easy to populate.
Great,
Thank
great.
you.
Excellent.
Anything else?
No, I'm thrilled with that.
I don't have anything. I guess the only other thing, zoning petitions, or zoning changes. I think at the last meeting I indicated if the planning board had any, I would bring them to you. It's my understanding the
None
planning
is-
board does not have any. The petition, window is still open for another,
14th?
yeah, for another week. So petition articles, have you,
We have not received any.
yeah, so if any come in, but there may be no zoning changes on the March ballot, and
That's a shocker.
Mm,
Oh, I know one.
Deliberative session's always at the high school in February.
it is, it'll be, I don't know the exact date, but it's,
I got it on my schedule, but I don't have it with me.
I'll be there.
actually, I do have it on my schedule
Go
too.
every year.
February 8th.
Is it? I knew it was early February.
It's a Wednesday.
I was gonna say, that seems late, but yeah, if it's a Wednesday, it's gonna be after the first Saturday in, February, so yep.
And the school session is,
Usually they do theirs on the Saturday, so yeah, they'll be on the 4th.
Christmas in February.
Anything else?
No, I don't have anything else.
Someone make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Happy holidays to everybody.
Right, Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year.